Yep, hopefully it is not a flop. Going into the discussion of flops, we got Koei Tecmo announcing that they are unsatisfied with their financial forecast. Everyone's unsatisfied, right? Like, what is? I think that's the whole trend, right?
I have a theory for this, and I think it has to do because they're comparing their sales to how much they sold during the COVID era. Because the thing is, like during the COVID era, people didn't have anywhere the fuck to go. So game sales were going up, streaming people were streaming more people were watching streams. Like all of those were kind of like going into effect at the same time. So it was kind of like a mini boom in these industries and where you would get higher sales than you normally would. And then if you're trying to compare sales of that time to like AKA normal time, like it's just not the same because people are working more, people have more responsibilities, stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I think a lot of these game companies are kind of comparing these last couple of years, and they really got to realize that's like a moment in time, and that's not really accurate to like like if you want to compare shit, you should compare shit before COVID to like now, not like during the COVID period. I think that's like a major thing that a lot of game companies are doing.
I'm going to give Koei Tecmo the benefit of the doubt and assume that they're talking about just their past few series of games that have come out. Because if you think about it this way, a lot of their games that have come out over the past maybe 5 to 10 years have been the biggest ones. I'm sure there's more, but the biggest ones that I know about are the not license, but the games that they get hired to make by other devs, like the Hyrule Warriors, the Dragon
3.
Quest, fucking the Fate games that I think they made a recent like Fate Samurai or whatever it's called. Those Atelier games, those RPGs, those craft RPGs that they make, the Dynasty Warriors and Warriors Hiroshi games, all those games, and their own games outside of Neo, right? And Neo 2, have they ever been big sellers like that? Their most recent games have been what? Wolong, right? And what's the game that just came out? What's the one that just came out?
Rise of the Ronin.
Yeah, that game. So,
and I heard that game is not selling terribly. I heard
the game is good. It's just it came out the same day as Dragon's Dogma 2. Hello?
Right. Which is them they're having the same complex as what's that developer?
Guerrilla?
Yes, Guerrilla.
Yeah, the Horizon devs. Yeah.
Yes. Exactly, because they keep dropping the fucking. Well, it's true because they keep dropping the fucking game during a big thing, thinking they're the shit, and then they get all salty when no one buys the game. It's like, come on, girl, like move out of the way. You failed the first one. Why would the sequel do? I don't know.
That game also got a lot of bad. You made the mistake twice. Too.
Did it?
Which game?
Rise of the Ronin. Got a lot of bad word of mouth. Yeah, from saying calling it a PS2 game or a PS3 game on.
Because
everyone says that about every game though.
Because I actually saw the game and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna pick that up because it actually looks like a game.
Yeah, I saw how the motherfuckers playing it and talking about how good it is. Obviously, you have the fucking stupid Twitter naysayers, but I don't use Twitter as my gauge for what people are saying. Like, I have a lot of friends that are like casual and shit like that aren't like super into things as we are. And if I hear them talking about it, then I know the game's probably fine. And they were hyping that shit up, so I'm sure that shit's fine. Wo Long, on the other hand, I don't know how well that game did.
I didn't even hear about that game. Like, I didn't hear crap about it.
I don't know how well it did. I know Neo 1 and Neo 2 did really well, but you also have to consider Neo 1 and Neo 2 are basically Souls games, right? And Souls games in an era before Elden Ring where everybody was, I mean, obviously Elden Ring makes people more hungry for the Souls type games, but in that period from Dark Souls 3 to, actually no, that period from Sekiro to now, people was hungry, right? So when Neo 1 and Neo 2 came out, everybody was on those shits because that's that type of game, right? That type of game will sell. They're kind of trying to differentiate themselves with like Wolong and Rise of the Ronin. But if you think about Rise of the Ronin, right? What's the first comparison you're gonna make? Ghost of Tsushima, right? So
Yep.
it's like that's hard. Like I don't know. But I don't know. Koei Tecmo has never really struck me as super selling
they
games
were always
super
small.
high. Like
They were always yeah.
they're not small, but like they have their very dedicated
audience
fan base, right? Like Dynasty Warriors has been around forever. People still buy those games.
Dead or Alive. Dead or Alive.
Yeah, but Dead or Alive didn't
Been
really.
dead.
Yeah, Dead or Alive never really fucking did much for them. I'm pretty sure. I don't know, man. It's odd to hear a company like Koei Tecmo saying they're unsatisfied when I feel like they had a second chance at life when Neo dropped.
Yeah.
When Neo dropped and when Nintendo was getting them to make Hyrule Warriors and fucking what the fuck was the one? The one for Zelda, the one for Breath of the Wild, the one that came out after Breath of the Wild. The fucking that shit.
Like that?
The Dragon Quest one, the Fire Emblem Warriors, like I thought they had a second chance at life making all these games. Like, because remember when Dead or Alive died, let me not say died, but when Dead or Alive kind of, fell out of the public eye, when Ninja Gaiden fell out of the public eye, right? They weren't really doing much. Then Neo came out and it was like, oh shit, this is Koei Tecmo's back.
Their new thing,
right?
Yeah.
Exactly. And they killed it on that shit. Neo 1 and 2 are godlike. So we thought that, okay, this is the direction that they're going, and their games seem to be doing fine. Like that rubs me the wrong way when a company like that I feel personally should be happy with where they're. Obviously, no company that's not making the money that they think they should be making is going to be happy, right? But come on, man, you gotta get that fucking pride out of here, man. Y'all motherfuckers are not from Soft. Sorry, like. I never considered Koei Tecmo to be a AAA dev. That's what I mean to say.
No,
I never considered Koei Tecmo to be a high-end AAA dev. That's it.
Nah, they've always been double
until
A.
Neo and Neo 2.
Yeah.
And even after that, I still don't consider them to be AAA devs because they're inconsistent with it. So
yeah, still,
I don't know.
What I mean,
the Atelier games do really well, like in Japan and shit like that, but they don't really do that well over here. I mean, yeah, the recent ones have done pretty decent over here. But it's still a niche game. So, whatever, man. Here we go. That's the money, man. That's the money talking. As usual. They're going to end up like Square. Everything that they do is not going to fucking satisfy them. And they're just going to start making bullshit.
Aiming for bigger, better projects that just don't pan out, or maybe don't pan out in their eyes, because people still tend to like I would consider Neo a success. Like,
it was. It absolutely was.
But I mean, I don't know what they're expecting for their financial forecast if that's the case.
That's what I'm questioning. Like, I don't understand. Where do you come up? Like, how do you? It's so straight. If you go look at Koei Tecmo's catalog of games, you'll scroll down and you'll be like, oh, they're saying this? That's wild.
Mm-hmm.
Like. The fuck? Like, I'm looking at this shit, bro. A lot of their games, bro, the majority of their games are, like I said, they're the licensed shit that it's just the Warrior stuff. They made the Attack on Titan game. That was basically a Warriors game. They made the Berserk game. Basically a Warriors game. Captain Tsubasa. Bruh. Look at all these games, man. Fucking. Okay, obviously Dead or Alive, whatever. Dead or Alive. Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball. Hey.
I mean,
wow, they made Dissidia. They made that last Dissidia game, which flopped. Look at all these Dynasty Warriors games. Holy shit.
Yeah, Dynasty Warriors are kind of very. People don't get them every single one.
Yeah,
I don't know, bro. I have a friend that literally those games. Nah, the Dynasty. There's a reason why that series still exists. Like I said, that's the series that has like that dedicated fan base. They buy every game. One of my friends who always be like, yo, man, you get Dynasty Warriors 7, you get Dynasty Warriors 8, you get Dynasty Warriors 9. I'd be like, no.
Bro.
But every year, every time they come out, he's always on that shit. And I'm like, damn, all right.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Every once in a while, like if I get that itch to play those games, I'll have the funnest fun for like
I personally don't understand
and a half.
I played one,
fun,
and that was enough for me.
Bro, because sometimes you just want to feel like you're a badass, just fucking bodying people.
Yeah, but those games are
left
so
right.
repetitive, it's ridiculous.
They are.
Mm-hmm.
They're the greatest game to ever play for like an hour and a half to 2 hours.
Yep. And then I could just take it back to fucking
yeah,
Neo.
and then after,
Sorry, Dynasty Warriors fans. Sorry.
The best rental games ever.
True. That's a game you bought from a homie and just be like, yeah, I got enough. Here you go.
What else you got?
Oh, they did Stranger in Paradise. Oh, I forgot they did that. That game was good. Yeah. But that's what I mean, though. A lot of their recent games that a lot of people know them for have been the games that are from other companies or other other IPs that aren't their own, which is kind of not the look you want to have.
Because developers hire them to make it. They're basically like a Platinum. They're basically like Platinum games. Basically.
Yeah, but at least those games, right, are kind of different. Like you always hire. Actually, no, you're right, because you always hire Platinum to make an action game for you, right? Just the same way you'll always hire Tecmo Koei if you want a warrior style game or some like some mashup of all the whatever. So yeah, you're right. Like if I want to make an action game, I'm definitely gonna call up Platinum for sure. But then you kind of shoehorn yourself into that role, and it's kind of hard to like solidify yourself as a fucking developer, right? Of your own shit, which is what Neo I thought did for them. So whatever. Just bring Yo, fuck. I don't want to say fuck Neo because I think Neo is godlike, but just why couldn't they just make a Ninja Gaiden? Why couldn't Neo just be Ninja Gaiden? They could have had Ryu Hayabusa doing that same shit the dude is doing in fucking Neo. Hello?
And people fuck with Ryu Hayabusa, by the way. People fuck.
Of course, bro. Ninja Gaiden is ridiculous. Like, just bring that shit back. I don't know. That's wild to me.
I don't think they're confident. I don't know why.
Bruh, like, confident in what? Neo is literally Ninja Gaiden, just with a different structure. It's more like the Dark Souls structure, which, to be fair, Ninja Gaiden kind of was. Ninja Gaiden was a little bit more mashy, right?
I mean,
but
yeah.
Neo 2, look, you can replace the main character with Ryu Hayabusa, and I would think it's a Ninja Gaiden game. So whatever. It's just not as cheesy as Ninja Gaiden was, especially Ninja Gaiden 2. But it could pass as a Ninja Gaiden game. Neo 2 was ridiculous. Like I really enjoyed that game, way better than Neo 1. And at that point, I was a fan. Like, you know how there are certain games that'll make you look out for a dev whenever they do make a name, whenever they do announce a new game? That's what that was for me. And so when they announced Wolong, I was like, okay, I'm gonna check that out. When they announced Rise of the Ronin, I was like, okay, I'm gonna check that out. We all said that though. When we saw Rise of the Ronin, when they first showed it, I don't know what showcase it was, but when they first showed that, we were like, oh shit, that looks crazy. It just looks like Neo, open world. That's what it looked like. But I don't know.
I mean, and it's still on my to-do list, by the way. I've just been fucking overwhelmed with so many games, and like I'm still like taking my time with.
We're still in that Call of Duty. Dev's still in that Call of Duty mindset, bro. I don't know if you remember Call of Duty. I think it was Modern Warfare 2. It might have been Modern Warfare 2, right? That just after that game, it was Modern Warfare 2 and GTA 5, right? Where every single game that these devs try to make has to sell millions and millions and millions of copies, or it's considered a flop. If it's not doing Call of Duty numbers or GTA numbers, it's a flop. And I don't understand how you can be so unrealistic. Like, come on, not every game is going to be that. You can strive for it, sure, but if you think that that's going to be like your next game is going to be that, I feel like you're already in it for the wrong reason.
Yeah,
like, that's like EA. You can tell EA tries to make games specifically to target, like that's their target, is we got to make sure it sells millions and millions and millions. Like that shouldn't be your target. The best games I feel like are the games that you just make. Like you're passionate about it, not passionate about the money it's gonna make. But of course that's in the back of your head, right? That's always in the back of your head. Oh man, it still needs to sell. But I don't know, a dev like Tecmo Koei shouldn't be saying things like that. But who am I? I'm just a consumer. But I don't. That's a little prideful. That's a little wild coming from them.
Yeah.
If I worked at Tecmo Koei, I wouldn't be fucking saying some shit like that. Like, man, I can't believe we didn't fucking meet this sales target. Like, nah, bro. Fuck out of here.
Keep doing your thing. Keep doing good games, and people will buy them. That's pretty much.
If I worked at Rockstar, then maybe I'd say some shit like that. Like, man, I can't believe these motherfuckers didn't buy my game. I would absolutely feel that way. But not Tecmo Koei. Come on, man. I love y'all, man. Don't become one of them. Don't do it.
become one of them. If you build it, they will come, right? Like,
Like,
keep,
yeah,
keep
right?
building,
Cough, Ninja Gaiden, cough,
keep
Ninja
making
Gaiden.
Exactly.
good games.
Bruh.
Bring back some
Exactly, bro.
Yeah, bring back some old franchise favorites, man.
Like,
Maybe
Tecmo Koei don't have
yeah.
the biggest stable, but they have a stable. You know what I mean? Like,
I think
not the biggest.
a new Ninja Gaiden game, like
Could you
new
imagine a modern Ninja
engine,
Gaiden?
Modern Ninja Gaiden, like next gen graphics, like
Could you imagine that?
man.
Bro,
might
listen.
pop off.
Stellar Blade could have easily been. What the fuck is going on? You know what's crazy to me? This is how I approach things and how I think about things, right? Because when I see Stellar Blade, I think about Platinum, I think about Capcom, right? And I think about Tecmo Koei, like the Ninja Gaiden, the Ninja Gaiden devs, Team Ninja. I think about them and I'm like, I wonder if they see Stellar Blade and they're like, fuck, why didn't we just do that shit? Right? That's what I always think about. I'd be like, damn, if I was Tecmo Koei, I would be tight. I would be pissed. Because I'd be like, damn, this shit if you look at Stellar Blade, go look at Stellar Blade, look at the gameplay, look at that shit, and look at the trailers, and then go look at Ninja Gaiden 2 or 3, right? Look at Ninja Gaiden 2. And those games look very similar. Like the way, like just the cinematics, all that shit is very similar and over the top.
It's just another example of, you know, they're gonna be like, fuck, why didn't we do this game? And then they're gonna do the game, and then 5 years down the line, people are just gonna be like, well, why didn't you do this 5 years ago?
Exactly. It's gonna be like DMC 5, right? Like when Bayonetta 1 and 2 came out, I was like, Capcom, what the fuck are y'all doing? Where's Devil May Cry? Right? And then fucking Bayonetta 2 comes out, gets all this fucking critical acclaim, all this shit, and then I'm like, where's DMC 5? Hello, Capcom, what are y'all doing? And then finally DMC 5 comes out and it does exactly as well as I thought it would. So it made me think, why didn't y'all make this before? Hello? Were y'all scared? Obviously they were scared. These devs are scared, bro. They don't want to take risks. So
But you kind of have to a little. Because you know the what's the developer behind Dragon's Dogma? So you know they like that man.
Yeah, that motherfucker, bro.
Right back in the
ball
closet,
and
bro.
chain. Like that motherfucker is in a ball and chain.
Bro,
Dude.
they were like, all right, you done with Dragon's Dogma? All right, and then when I'm
DMC 6, chop it up. Like,
we gave you Dragon's Dogma.
we let you yap. We let you do all your yapping for Dragon's Dogma 2. Now get back in the cell. Make us DMC 6. Oh man. And you know it's gonna be fire. That's the crazy part. It's like, oh man, come on, guys. I know people want new IPs and all that shit, but I guess it's because I'm getting old, right? When I was younger, like 10 years ago, I was like, I'm getting tired of playing the same old shit. I don't want to play no more fucking sequels, man. Why is always a fucking sequel? And now I'm just like, bro, just give me what I know is gonna be good, right? Like now I just want to be comfortable. I just want to know the game.
Especially in this age in video games, because back in the day, even if you tried a new title out of randomness,
it would be decent.
Yeah, like at least you can say like this is a game. Like the way
nowadays,
that, I don't know,
garbage.
I just think game developers just built different back then.
Yo, could y'all imagine? You back in the day, like you randomly just pull up at GameStop or EB Games or Funko Land or I'm aging myself, all that shit, right?
Yeah.
And you just randomly buy that Walking Dead game.
Oh my god.
Oh,
could you imagine? You just buy that Walking Dead game or fucking that King Kong game. And then
you know what?
And then you invite your friend over.
I'm sure it has happened.
You invite your
think
friend
about
over.
it.
Yo, I got this new King Kong game, bro. And then your friends come over and they're like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yo, you know what
shit
game
garbage.
I took a risk on that back in the day? Because I used to be such a huge Monokama fan. Was it Rampage? You guys ever play that game?
Rampage was fire, dude.
Yeah, but like I remember playing that
Rampage
game. It was dope for the first 2 hours, and then after I was just like,
I mean, it was an arcade game. It wasn't, you know.
Well, I didn't know,
really,
but the thing is, you didn't know that. I didn't know that.
True. Yeah.
So when I was like 3 hours, it was like, man, when's this shit end, bro?
Yeah. And it was like a 50. You want to know my experience with that game? I got it on the N64, and I didn't have a memory pack or whatever the fuck. Right?
No.
So you know how those games have like hundreds of fucking levels. So I would get so far in the game, and I couldn't save it. I couldn't do shit, so I had to start the game over every fucking time. Like, but I loved it.
Well, I just decided that there was no end to the game, so then that's when I stopped.
Yeah,
but
I
like,
thought those
I
were-
took a risk
my
on a
boy
game
George.
like that. Oh yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I couldn't even imagine getting that Walking Dead.
I just want devs to stop being so fucking full of shit, dude. Square Enix was, I mean, I don't know. I feel like Square was in that same position Koei Tecmo is in now, like where you recognize their games. Like when you hear Square, I don't care what anybody says. When you hear Square Enix, you think of Final Fantasy. You don't think of shit else. You think of Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts, and maybe Dragon Quest, right? That's what you think about. You don't think about shit else. So Square decided to finally double down on their Final Fantasy, right? Dragon Quest is in limbo right now. I forgot what they said was going on with that, but Dragon Quest is in limbo right now. We know it's coming, but it's just whatever. Kingdom Hearts, we know what's coming, right? So they're doubling down on the shit that they know people want, right? So why can't Koei Tecmo was in that same position, but we know what they got. They got DOA. They got Neo. They got Ninja Gaiden. Right? They got all this shit. Just make a fucking game, bro. Just put it out. Like make a Neo 3. I don't have a problem with sequels anymore. I used to. But because it's safe, right? That's the problem, is that people who say sequels are too safe. But bruh, I'd rather play something safe and good than something that you took a risk on and it ends up being garbage and it puts you in a hole and then we don't get any more of your games ever again. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. All it takes is one risk and one flop, and that could put a company out nowadays.
Yep.
So,
Nowadays.
I think you just gotta. I mean, well, Capcom's just blessed, but just to bring them up real quick, it's just like they got a moneymaker. Well, they have two moneymakers actually, and then which allows them to take risk on different games. And so what they're doing right now is like they're in the perfect position. And
yeah,
like,
a lot of you motherfuckers don't have that. Like,
yeah, right. If you're a
acting like they do.
developer, if you're a developer like that, that's the level you need to get to. Like, oh yeah, I have my guarantees, like my Monster Hunter and my Resident Evil, and then they make enough money that we can experiment and try to build new franchises. And I think that's the safe place that you need to get to.
Yeah. But you know, not everyone can get there, and not everyone needs to get there to make good games. Like,
Sure.
No.
It's such an unrealistic. It's not unreal. It's not an unrealistic goal.
No. But Capcom literally hit the
It's
lottery
very
ticket
destructive.
twice.
Yeah, it's very destructive. Capcom's also been making games since the fucking inception of video games, so it's like, come on, that's different. I don't know. Whatever, man.
Well,
Hopefully it doesn't fucking make them start making live service games and all other bullshit.
Yeah. Following the trends to try
Yep.
and be more profitable.